Cowboys Nation, it is time to dive deep into the state of America's team as we gear up for another crucial showdown. The offense has been nothing short of electric this season, lighting up the scoreboard week after week, but there's a glaring concern on the other side of the ball. The defense has struggled to keep opponents in check, ranking near the very bottom in points allowed. That combination creates an interesting dynamic because it means even with one of the league's most explosive offenses, the margin for error is razor thin. When your point differential dips into negative territory while scoring at will, it signals trouble, especially against a team like the Vikings, who boast a defense capable of stifling big plays while their offense has underperformed relative to expectations. This matchup is truly one of contrasts, a classic clash of strengths and weaknesses, with a Cowboys' high-powered attack set to collide with a defense that can create chaos and turnovers, while the Vikings' struggling offense faces a Dallas unit that has yet to find consistency this season. Health-wise, Minnesota is largely intact, with few injury concerns to monitor, so they'll be sending nearly a full-strength squad onto the field. For the Cowboys, however, there are key players whose availability could tip the balance. Tyler Ton's return from a high ankle sprain remains uncertain, and CeeDee Lamb has had extra recovery time following his concussion. With Lamb's timeline aligning with standard concussion protocols, there's optimism he'll see the field. Other players like Clowney and Trayvon Diggs carry their own injury questions, and Malik Hooker's lingering issues continue to be a concern. Keeping track of these updates as game day approaches will be essential for understanding how the team lines up and what adjustments might be necessary. Protecting Dak Prescott will be paramount in this matchup. The Vikings are known for their creative blitz packages, designed to confuse both the quarterback and the offensive line. Dak has faced increased pressure this season, particularly due to the relative inexperience of the offensive front, with only one veteran and a rookie right guard. The ability of the Cowboys to maintain pocket integrity will largely dictate the flow of the game, because if Prescott cannot find time to execute, even the most talented playmakers can be neutralized. Defensive efficiency has been another point of struggle, with the unit allowing far too many points per game and ranking near the bottom in nearly every key metric. They have shown flashes of competence in isolated games, but the consistency simply isn't there. Against quarterbacks capable of exploiting their weaknesses, Dallas has often surrendered performances that would normally be considered exceptional. Limiting J.J. McCarthy and preventing career games for opposing signal callers is crucial. McCarthy's performance against the Commanders highlights how a struggling defense can turn a competent quarterback into a star for a night, and this is precisely what Dallas must avoid. Small adjustments, disciplined execution, and minimizing mental errors could make a significant difference, even if the unit isn't operating at full strength. Dak Prescott's role in this team's success cannot be overstated. He has consistently put up top-tier numbers, leading the league in passing yards and maintaining a strong touchdown-to-interception ratio. The advanced metrics tell a story of elite performance, and the team's offensive efficiency depends heavily on his ability to execute under pressure. A subpar outing from Prescott in a game like this could be catastrophic, and the offensive line must provide the necessary protection to allow him to perform at the highest level. Meanwhile, wide receivers like George Pickens have to rise to the occasion. Last week's performance may have been below expectations, but the potential is undeniable. When the ball comes their way, they must convert opportunities into tangible gains and keep the chains moving. The Vikings' defense will challenge them with varied looks and coverage schemes designed to disrupt timing and force mistakes. So anticipation, focus, and execution are more critical than ever. Scoring efficiently and finishing drives will be another focal point for Dallas. The team has struggled to establish an early lead in many games, and slow starts have cost them momentum on multiple occasions. Establishing rhythm early in the game, executing in the red zone, and maintaining scoring drives can not only put pressure on the Vikings but also help alleviate some of the burden from a defense that has been inconsistent. Red zone efficiency has been a persistent issue despite an otherwise prolific offensive unit, and improving in that area could be the difference between a narrow win and a loss that deflates confidence. This game is set up as a true test of balance and resilience. Dallas needs to combine offensive firepower with at least a competent defensive showing to secure victory. It is not just about one player or one unit. Success hinges on cohesion, execution, and the ability to respond to adversity as the game unfolds. Each drive, each play, each decision will carry weight, and the team's capacity to manage these moments will determine whether the high-powered offense translates into wins rather than highlight reel statistics. In essence, the Cowboys face a moment where preparation, execution, and mental toughness must align perfectly. The Vikings bring their own mix of strong defense and struggling offense, creating opportunities for Dallas to exploit weaknesses while also requiring careful attention to avoid being burned by the strengths that remain. The pressure is on, the stakes are high, and the fans are eager for a performance that reflects the potential of this team, not the inconsistencies that have plagued them through the season. Ultimately, every aspect of the game, from quarterback protection to defensive discipline, from receiver execution to finishing drives, will be tested. The margin for error is slim, and the ability of the Cowboys to rise to the occasion will define this matchup, shaping the narrative of the season and offering a glimpse of what this team is truly capable of when talent, strategy, and focus come together on the field. Continuing with the breakdown, Cowboys Nation, another critical element for this matchup revolves around Dak Prescott's ability to deliver when it matters most. His performance this season has been consistently impressive, ranking among the top quarterbacks in passing yards, efficiency metrics, and overall impact on the field. Yet, despite the numbers, the margin for error remains thin, particularly against a defense like Minnesota's, which is capable of creating confusion and pressure in unique ways. The offensive line will need to hold its ground, absorbing blitzes and stunts while giving Prescott enough time to read the field and make decisive throws. If the line falters, even a top-tier quarterback like Dak can struggle to maintain rhythm, and the flow of the offense can quickly collapse. Meanwhile, the receiving core must stay sharp, capitalizing on every opportunity to keep drives alive and sustain scoring potential. Players like George Pickens, coming off a less-than-stellar performance, need to showcase their skills in this environment, converting routes into substantial gains and maintaining timing with Prescott. The Vikings' defensive schemes will attempt to force mistakes, disguising coverages and varying pressure patterns to challenge every decision made on the field. Success in this matchup hinges not only on talent, but also on preparation, mental sharpness, and the ability to adjust dynamically to what the defense presents. On the defensive side for Dallas, the focus is on limiting big plays and avoiding the kinds of lapses that have plagued the unit throughout the season. The Cowboys' defense has faced criticism for allowing quarterbacks to have career nights, and minimizing those opportunities is crucial. Even if the defense cannot dominate, consistent effort, disciplined positioning, and strategic tackling can reduce the impact of the Vikings' offense. J.J. McCarthy, while talented, is not infallible, and taking advantage of missed reads or inaccurate throws could swing momentum in favor of Dallas. Each stop, each tackle for loss, and each disrupted play adds pressure and can change the course of the game. The challenge is maintaining focus for 4 quarters, as lapses have historically led to blown leads or missed opportunities. For the Cowboys, achieving even an average defensive performance could make the difference between a close loss and a hard-earned win. The interplay between offense and defense, and how well each unit supports the other, is critical in a matchup of this magnitude. Red zone efficiency has been another recurring theme, with the Cowboys needing to convert opportunities into points consistently. Despite ranking among the top offenses in the league, finishing drives in the red zone has been less than ideal, costing momentum and points in games where every score matters. Establishing early leads and maintaining pressure throughout each quarter can change the dynamic of the game, forcing the Vikings into reactive situations where mistakes are more likely. The Cowboys have struggled with slow starts, often playing catch-up in the first half. This time, a fast-paced, effective start can set the tone, allowing the offense to dictate the rhythm while the defense gains confidence in containing the opposing attack. Managing time of possession, Minimizing turnovers and executing with precision are all components of a comprehensive game plan that can tip the balance. Injuries and player availability continue to factor into the equation, with key contributors like CeeDee Lamb and Tyler Ton potentially impacting the game. Lamb's return from concussion protocol could provide a much-needed spark in the passing game, while Ton's availability adds depth and flexibility to the offensive schemes. Other players such as Malik Hooker, Clowney, and Trayvon Diggs carry uncertainties that could alter defensive assignments or require adjustments in game strategy. Coaches and coordinators must anticipate these scenarios and prepare contingencies to ensure the team can maintain effectiveness regardless of personnel shifts. Football is a game of adaptability, and the Cowboys' ability to adjust on the fly will be tested in real time. Momentum and psychological factors also play a role, particularly in high-stakes games like Sunday Night Football. Confidence, focus, and composure under pressure can influence performance more than raw talent alone. Maintaining poise during critical drives, responding to adversity, and capitalizing on opponents' mistakes can create opportunities that statistical analyses sometimes overlook. The Cowboys have faced moments this season where lapses in focus led to costly plays, and avoiding those mental errors will be as important as physical execution. Fans are invested in seeing a team that not only performs at a high level, but also demonstrates resilience and determination in the face of challenges. These intangibles can sway a game when margins are tight, and players who step up in key moments often define outcomes. Coaching strategy will also be pivotal. Brian Flores' defensive creativity for the Vikings presents challenges in disguise, coverage shifts, and unpredictable pressure schemes. Conversely, the Cowboys' offensive play calling must balance aggression with caution, exploiting weaknesses while mitigating risk. Timing, spacing, and decision-making are all crucial, and the ability to maintain discipline while executing complex plays under pressure can distinguish a winning performance from a missed opportunity. Every route, every read, and every adjustment becomes magnified in these circumstances. The coaching staff's preparation and in-game adjustments will test both the experience and composure of the players, demanding mental sharpness in addition to physical skill. Finally, this game represents an opportunity for the Cowboys to solidify identity and demonstrate consistency. A dominant offensive showing paired with a competent defensive performance can send a clear message about the team's potential, while lapses or inefficiencies can reinforce previous concerns. Every drive, from opening series to the final whistle, carries significance. Completion percentage, yards per attempt, turnovers, red zone efficiency, and defensive stops are all measurable factors. But equally important is the ability to perform under pressure, maintain composure, and execute with precision. Success in this matchup requires synergy between units, resilience in the face of adversity, and a relentless focus on capitalizing on every opportunity presented. The storylines are rich, the stakes are high, and the stage is set for a matchup that could define narratives for the remainder of the season. Dallas must combine preparation, skill, and focus to navigate the complexities presented by a strong defense, inconsistent opposing offense, and the unpredictable flow of a high-profile Sunday night contest. Execution in these areas, more than anything else, will ultimately determine who walks off the field with a victory and who leaves with lessons to carry into the next challenge. And for fans, the anticipation, the excitement, and the tension will be felt every single play. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. In a development that has sent shockwaves across the football world, whispers are intensifying around what many insiders are already calling the most disruptive storyline of the year. CeeDee Lamb is not playing anymore in 2025. The statement alone has ignited a frenzy of speculation, with league executives, anonymous scouts, and even rival players trading hush theories about what could be unfolding behind closed doors. Official details remain scarce, and those closest to the situation have either declined to comment or offered vague remarks that only fuel the fire. Around team facilities, The atmosphere feels unusually heavy, as if everyone knows more than they're willing to admit. A veteran staff member was overheard saying that things have been tense for a while, though no one is clarifying what exactly that means. Some sources hint at contract complications that have been simmering under the surface. Others whisper about personal factors that may have accelerated an unexpected turning point. And then there are the more sensational murmurs, claims of fractured relationships, unpublicized disagreements, or a major internal dispute that is yet to be revealed. What's certain is that the locker room dynamic has shifted drastically. Players have reportedly been stunned, especially given Lamb's stature as not just a star, but a pivotal presence in the offense. One teammate, speaking on background, suggested that everyone is trying to stay focused, but admitted the news has disrupted the usual rhythm around the facility. Fans, meanwhile, are left in limbo, refreshing social feeds and message boards for any hint of clarity. For now, the silence from key decision-makers is almost as loud as the rumor itself. Nothing has been confirmed, nothing officially explained, and yet the feeling around the league is unmistakable. Something big is happening, something no one saw coming. Until the truth surfaces, the buzz will only grow louder, and each passing hour adds another layer of intrigue to a story that already feels too seismic to ignore. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.